What we have here is a wine kit, and I went to the store, my local supplier. Everybody tells you that you can buy things online and that it's a lot cheaper, but I got this wine kit and the supplies, and everything cost me $159, so I'm going to make my own wine, and it's going to be out of a kit, and I'm also going to make out of homemade recipes, so don't worry about, you know, the fact that I'm using a kit, because I also am making homemade recipes as well. I just wanted to try a kit out, because I'm not really a big drinker, but I wanted to make Christmas gifts. Why not, right? So, let's see what comes in a winemaking kit. Okay, this is obviously the juice. I'm going to assume that it's just one very big bag of juice. Yeah, it's just one very big bag of juice. And there's a package here, and I'll bring you back once I open the package. Actually, I can just probably push this out of the way for a minute. And we have a package. And instructions by the looks of it. Now this will make, I think it says 20, it says on the box, hold on. It makes 23 liters of wine. That's a lot of wine. So we have, okay, this package right here. We have a finishing agent right here. We have little packages, item code. So little packages. So, and we have a pile of instructions. So I'm going to get my container sterilized. I'm going to bring you back to the first step, and we'll do this together. Well, we're going to make fancy wine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add 2 liters of hot water into our fermenting container, which is this. So there we have 2 liters of hot water in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the bentonite, which is the first package, which is package number 2 for this kit, and we're going to dissolve that into the 2 liters of warm water. So I'm just going to open that and I'll bring you back. We're going to sprinkle our bentonite in there, and don't forget to sanitize everything you use. Even your spoon has to be sanitized. So we're going to stir this up for probably about 30 seconds or so, just to dissolve it all and make sure there's no clumpy spots or anything like that. And the next step is we'll be adding in our juice. The juice is the next step. So I'm just going to continue to stir this up for about another 30 seconds, and I'll bring you back once it's all stirred up. As you can see, there's no clumps, so we're going to get the juice and add that in now. Our next step is we're going to poke this out. Which is pretty cool. The boxes are designed like this. It makes it so much easier. And we're going to take that right here and we're going to secure it there. That way when we take the top off here in a minute, it'll spill out of the bottle or the box instead of trying to hold on to the bag. So I'm just going to take the top off and I'll bring you back. So we put 2 more liters of warm water into the bag to get any of the residue. And we're going to add that into the container as well. The good thing about my bucket is if you don't see that, it has the numbering right there. So I'm going to top it up with room temperature water to 23 liters. Now if you don't know how much 23 liters is, the carboy is actually 23 liters, so fill that up. And if your bucket's not marked on the side, take a permanent marker, mark where the 23 is, and that way you'll know, right, for each time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the water to top it up, and then I'm going to stir it, and then we're going to add in the yeast. So I'll bring you back. So as you can see, it needs to be topped up a few more liters of water, so I'm just going to add in a couple of liters of water. So we're going to add in some water, and it just has to be at room temperature. And we want to go to 23 liters. So I'll probably have to get a couple of buckets. So I'll just bring you back when we're getting more. Actually, I'll just bring you back when we're at 23. As you can see, we're topped up to 23 liters. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stir it vigorously. So you're going to stir it vigorously, and I'm going to bring it back once I finish stirring it, because I'm definitely going to stir it a lot more than this. So I'll bring you back. Making wine, from my experiences of like learning about it and stuff. I'm more about science. I like how things work. That's why I like nature. I like learning about things. So we're going to test the gravity, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to transport some of the juice here into the test jar, and I'll bring you back and show you how we're going to test it. So just give me a few minutes to fill the test jar, and I'll bring you back. So I'm going to test the wine and see what the gravity is, and you want to spin this around just to make sure there's no air bubbles on it. So we're just going to wait and see what it says. Now the range, it should be between 1.080 and between 1.097. So let's see what it is. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit until it's in the right temperature by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit. So I'll just bring you back and we'll check it in 2 minutes. It's not at the right gravity, so I'm going to put the thermometer in, and I'm going to bring you back in 2 minutes and check it, and we'll know what temperature the juice is at. So as you can see, we need to test the juice, and it needs to be between 22 and 24 Celsius, or 75 to, I think it was, or 72 to 75 Fahrenheit. So let's see what it is. We're going to stick it in here, and we're just going to wait a minute, and you'll see it actually going up, or whatever it's going to do. And this is an important step, so like, don't be lazy. You're going to want to make sure that you're doing it right and accurate, because if it doesn't work out, it's not going to, because you didn't have the right temperature or whatever. You might as well wait, because you don't want to ruin it for, the sake of 5 to 10 minutes letting it cool down. And as I can see, I already have to let mine cool down, because the temperature on it is well over what it needs to be. It looks like it's closer to probably 27 degrees instead of 24, so I have to wait for, let's check it out. No, it's actually over 30. It's 30, looks like 32, 33, something like that. No, 31 maybe? Yeah, 31, and it's going down because it's out of the water, or out of the juice. So we're going to have to let it cool down for a little bit longer, so I'll bring you back. As you can see, it's not at the right level yet, so we're just going to bring you back and check it again. So we're now at our desired gravity, so we're just going to put the yeast in now. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our yeast, and we're just going to sprinkle on the top of our juice, and we're not actually going to mix it up or anything like that. We're just going to let it activate at its own paste. We're going to cover it up now. We're going to put it in a dark part of the house that is a warm, steady heat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring you back in 5 to 7 days. So I'll upload a video in 5 to 7 days and show you what it looks like. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your remaining packages that you didn't use, and you're going to put them in the bottom of your wine box, and you're going to come back in 5 to 7 days. You're wondering where I'm storing my wine. I'm actually storing it in my dining room on my table, because I need to be checking it daily. So I'm taking towels, and I'm actually covering the container over in towels, just to keep the light out and keep it in a nice warm environment. And So I'm just going to bring you back in 5 to 7 days.